welcome back to the channel. But as you have seen by the heading of the video, the subject we're going to be talking about is having fibromyalgia as a man. Okay, so first off, I want to say I don't wish to upset anybody with this video. I'm not comparing what it is like living with fibromyalgia as a man or a woman. It's just my perspective. Being a man, it's my perspective of what it feels like having fibromyalgia. The reason that this video is probably poignant to you if you are watching it as a man is because a lot less men get diagnosed with fibromyalgia than women. We don't know exactly why, or they don't know exactly why. I'll say we as a whole don't know exactly why. I've done a video on it before where I don't know if it's the thing where men have to be strong so they don't complain as much. I don't know. Maybe I'm a complainer, or that men don't go to the doctors as much, or that there is some scientific reason behind it. Maybe men don't get affected by trauma as quickly as women do. I don't know. Like I say, I'm not meaning to offend anyone, any sex, anyone. These are just the things that go through my head. Maybe that's the reason why. Okay, so I often get asked this question. I often get asked, how does it feel being a man with fibromyalgia? And I wouldn't know what it feels like being a woman with fibromyalgia because I've never been a woman with fibromyalgia. I pretty much assume it's the same. I know we all have fibromyalgia in different ways and different symptoms, and it affects us differently. But I pretty much would say that it is more than likely the same. I think this question that gets asked to me comes from a different place. Well, I assume people want to know it because sometimes they ask the question and along with it they say, "You're so brave talking about having fibromyalgia as a man. I couldn't do this," and which I don't really understand. I know that there is a stigma that goes along with fibromyalgia for whatever strange reason, but I just don't get it. Whether I was a man, a woman, whoever, whatever, color, race, creed, age, and I had fibromyalgia and I could help other people and help myself by talking about it, I would. I didn't realize that it was such a big thing until I went on and started doing my TikToks, and loads of men said, I would never have the courage to say that I have fibromyalgia. Good on you. It was all coming from a nice place, but I just didn't get it. As it's gone on, I can only imagine the one thing that it would be, that men are supposed to be men, which annoys me as well. Because men have feelings, men can be vulnerable, men feel pain. We're just human. I can understand it on the level of you're supposed to be the strong one in the household. You're supposed to be the breadwinner. You're supposed to be the pack leader. You can't show that vulnerability and the pains, and you basically lay in there not being able to do nothing because there's the pain has got you in a chokehold. I can kind of understand it on that level, but if anyone around you can just realize that, like I say, men feel pain too, then it shouldn't really matter. Yes, there are times where I am like, I don't want to be feeling this pain and I don't want to show this pain to my family, but that only comes from the side of me not trying to say to my kids, you have to be strong all the time. You can't be weak. You can't do this. You must do that. It's just because I don't want my children to see me in pain, because I don't want them to be upset, and I don't want to let them down in any way when there's a day planned, or we want to go and do something and I have to say, sorry, I can't do this, which happens very rarely because I will push myself to the max when it comes to my children, even if it means me having an absolute bad day. But in short, I would say being a man with the condition to me is irrelevant whether I'm a man or a woman. I just am who I am. I happen to be a man. I happen to have fibromyalgia. And what I would say to finish this video is that if you are a man with fibromyalgia, if you are a woman with fibromyalgia, do not be ashamed to tell people or to explain to people what condition we have, how you're feeling, how it affects you on a daily basis, because that's how we spread awareness. I think me telling the world that I have fibromyalgia is my strength. I believe this is my strength. I believe that if I was given this condition because of my brother's passing, he gave me this condition to help people, as he was a helper himself. I have fibromyalgia. It doesn't define me, but I will share it with the world, and I will try to help. So guys, if you're listening, and you are in constant pain and you have been going to the doctors for a long time and you're thinking of just quitting with going to the doctors because you're not getting anywhere, I would say please persist. And also, if you are suffering from pains for a long time and you are just ashamed to admit it for some reason, I'm not judging. Please speak to somebody. We know there's a lot of things that come along with fibromyalgia, such as anxiety. And if there is things that are bothering you, either speak to a family member or go and see your GP and express your concerns, or there is information online that can help you. Guys and girls, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Just a slight insight into what it is like as a man with fibromyalgia. And as I always say, I hope you're having a low pain day and your fibro flare-ups are at bay.